Hello, my name is Cindy Bennett, and thank you for coming to my channel. My website is cindybennetconnection.com, and I just realized I did not have my earphones on connected. Let me do a little clickaroo here. Okay. I don't know if that may sound or not, but we'll see. Okay. So thank you for coming to my channel, and I'm going to be doing a series about Outschool and Outschool teachers. I teach for Outschool, and my name on Outschool is Teacher Cindy B. And I have Evelyn Joy with me today to share what she teaches on Outschool. Hello, Evelyn.
Hello, Cindy. How are you?
Good. Thank you for coming to my channel today. Yay. Not the first time.
Well, one fun thing about us is that my daughter Esther takes math with you and your son Evan takes Spanish with me, right?
Right. Yes. So we see both sides of the story, and I am not just doing Spanish because you're my friend that I've met. How many years has it been? 2 years now? Over 2 years on YouTube. But also, I do want him to learn Spanish. Like, that's something that I have wanted my kids to do, and I think this is a great way to do it. So thank you. So can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yes, my name is Evelyn Joy, and I have a YouTube channel that's called Evelyn Joy. So I was a VIPKID teacher. Before that, I was an ELL aide in elementary school. But I'm fluent in Spanish. My husband's from Ecuador. I'm a mom of 4, recently a homeschool mom. And so when this whole pandemic hit, a lot of us VIPKID teachers, we had a bit of a cut in pay, and a lot of us discovered Outschool about the same time that Outschool became very popular because everybody was stuck at home, right?
Right.
And so before we even knew about Outschool, I remember Cindy suggested, what if we like taught each other's kids through Zoom because we have different specialties? And I was like, that sounds really good, and it would help our kids connect and stuff. So Cindy kind of thought about school before we knew Outschool existed, right?
Yeah, that's true. That is so true.
And look
I know. I actually had messaged Nancy Taylor like probably 2 years ago and asked her, you know, I said, somebody needs to do this in America. And I was thinking maybe she would, but I didn't know that we already had stuff in the works, which is awesome. Yeah.
So the awesome thing about Outschool is that, you know, with VIPKID, we say we're independent contractors, and in a lot of ways we are. But with Outschool, I think we have more ownership of our own business. You know, with VIPKID, we have to look a certain way, teach a certain way. They have the curriculum set, right? Outschool, the power is more in our hands. We can choose what our background looks like. We can choose, you know, how to dress or whatever, how to teach and what curriculum or what we want to teach even, right? So there are restrictions, you know, they won't let us teach about like religious studies or whatever, but it's basically kind of a public school type platform, right? So it's nice because I'm able to teach Spanish. So I kind of chose Spanish as my niche, right? I taught one class to see if that would be popular. I only had 2 students sign up, but I only tried it one time. I wanted to see, you know, is this popular? But I chose to focus on Spanish because, you know, that's a high demand subject, you know, and since I'm fluent in Spanish, I feel like I have a specialty in that area. So I just chose to make a class for younger students and a class for older students. So I started off with a class with 4 to 8-year-olds. And over time, I discovered that the 4-year-olds were not quite ready for the class. You know, there's preschool classes that 4-year-olds may do better in, but I felt like in my Spanish classes, it's just a lot easier for me to teach 5 to 9-year-olds. Now, if someone has a mature 4-year-old and they say they want to sign up, I don't stop them and we just work with it. We roll with the punches. But I prefer I have a 5 to 9-year-old class and a 10 to 14-year-old class. So it's really nice. Mine are beginner level. So I'll choose a topic that I want to teach on, and I'll teach that week both my younger students and my older students that topic. But obviously, the teaching style is different with younger kids than with older kids, you know?
Right.
So, yeah.
So are your classes filling up for you?
For the most part, yes. Yes.
Okay. So for people watching this video, if you don't understand how Outschool works, like we put the class on the platform and then we tell the people, we set up the time, we set up the price, what we think is reasonable. And we kind of just wait for the parents to book our classes. And we can put like, 1 to 5 kids, or you can do a lot more kids. Like if you want to do a bigger class and you want to, I've just done smaller classes because I feel guilty with 5 kids not giving everybody enough time. So I guess with 30 kids, you'd be like, it's just, I'm teaching a crowd kind of thing. But, so the teachers kind of decide what time works for them, and when we set the price as well. So I appreciate that. Evan's been taking ever since pretty much you started, right?
Mm-hmm.
So do you feel like,
something that you don't know that I haven't told you is, okay, so something cool with Outschool is you can change your price, but your ongoing students, the parents continue paying the price that they signed up under. So what you don't know is other students that are new to signing up for my class, they're paying $7 a class, but you still have, because you're one of my earlier teachers, earlier students, you guys have the advantage of
I did know that. That's why I don't cancel. I heard that and I'm like, okay, I'm keeping it because I do want him to continue with it, because I feel like that way he'll actually, retain it, even if I don't know how you feel about if they're retaining. Do you feel like the kids are retaining it?
I see that they are retaining some, but not all, right? That's why a lot of times I review things, and sometimes I've had to ask, why do you keep teaching this? And I'll sometimes explain while in class. I'll explain the reason why most classes I go over the vowel sounds is vowel sounds are one of the main ways that Americans mispronounce Spanish words, is we read them as if they were English words. So the first thing I do, if all the students in the class have already taken my class many times, I don't go over it. But a lot of times, if I have new students, I go over all the letter sounds that are different from Spanish to English, because our brains automatically want to read every word like an English word.
Right.
And we even have words that we think we say them correctly, like that we borrow from the Spanish language, like piñata, jalapeno, taco, burrito, but we're saying it like Americans. It's actually piñata,
right,
burrito, so it is actually pronounced a little bit wrong, but that's if you were speaking Spanish, jalapeno. So, but our ears aren't necessarily trained to hear that. So I just point that out so that my students don't make those mistakes. And then, for example, right now we're going over profesiones. Profesiones are jobs that people do. So we're going through a video, and I broke it up. It's broken up into 3 parts. So what we do is we review the vocabulary in our notes from the time before, and then we do a little quiz on the video, and we just kind of shout out what the answers are, and it tells us if we're right or wrong. And then continue with it, and then we learn new vocabulary. So then we're about to do the 3rd section. We're going to review the vocabulary from the time before. So that kind of helps because we're reviewing what we learned the time before. So kind of
review is huge. Yeah. I don't mind, because I feel like I would rather have you review a bunch and then they retain it than you just switch it and switch it and switch it, and then they won't really remember it.
That's why we do like 2 or 3 weeks on a topic now. So yeah.
So how do you communicate with parents?
Okay, so I always send a message to the parents 15 minutes before classes. I always send a message saying, I look forward to teaching student's name soon or in a few minutes. And then after the class, I always send a message and I say, you know, today we talked about professions, we talked about jobs, we talked about what we want to be when we grow up. We learned how to say it in Spanish. Here's a link to the notes. I use Google Docs and I give a link to the notes. And then I also give them the link to the video that we do during class. So we'll do a video. I pause throughout the video. Sometimes it'll show a word on the screen, just the word, and I'll pause it and I'll say, you know, what do you think that might mean in English? And a lot of words are conjugates. So it might say doctora, and we'll say, what do you think doctora is? Oh, it's doctor. Very good. You guys are so smart. So they're learning how to not only learn Spanish, but they're learning the skills to be able to identify Spanish words and figure out, break down, like, what could that be in English? Because, like, once you know those skills, you can understand a lot more Spanish, you know?
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, so do you feel like the kids interact? Like, do they like to, you know, see each other, that kind of thing? Do they make friends? I mean, it's kind of weird, but do they make online friends?
Well, for example, my daughter takes math class with you, and she looks forward to, you know, seeing Charity, and she'll say, "Where's Charity?" And in her other class, she'll say, "Where's Zainab?" You know, she looks forward to seeing the same students. And what I've noticed, both with my daughter taking classes and with teaching students, is students, their first class with a teacher, they're shy and quiet and reserved.
Yeah.
The same with VIPKID too. I think it's probably same in public school too, right? That when you when you're brand new, you're shy and reserved. So those ongoing classes are really helpful because you get to know your teacher and you kind of come out of your shell and get more comfortable. So I suggest getting more and more comfortable to talk in class and looking forward to her teacher. I'll say, "Okay, Esther, you have 2 classes today." And she says, or I'll say, "You have 1 class today." She says, is it with teacher Cindy or teacher Hillary?" So I've decided to keep just the same 2 teachers so that she has consistency and she has more confidence to speak and learn. And I like you guys. You guys are my friends. And so she's friends, you know. And
I think that's great.
You majored in math, so and fluent in Spanish. So we're able to, it's the idea you started with before we knew about Outschool, that we can
it's our dream.
Yeah. So I can teach Evan Spanish and you can teach Esther math, and then you don't have to worry about figuring out how to teach Spanish to Evan, and I don't have to worry about figuring out the curriculum for math for Esther. So it's really nice.
Yeah, I love it. I think it's awesome. Yeah, and we don't have to worry about, like, the platform. We sign up. We're kind of, you know. And so let's see. So you just teach Spanish. What are your future plans? Do you have any other plans for your Outschool career, or you just happy with the way it is?
Well, I just think that I'm growing my business. I really, with VIPKID, they say we're you know, entrepreneurs, but really I feel more like an entrepreneur with Outschool because I set my price. I choose how I want to do it. So I have my classes set to 8 students and $7 per class. My returning students get $5 per class. And right now I'm really happy with how it is. I'm continuing to tweak my curriculum. I'm just sort of making up my curriculum each week as I go. I'm deciding on what topic I'm going to teach on and continuing to add to it. But I think I'm going to have a set schedule for the curriculum and have it all figured out, you know. And also I'm discovering more, like, resources as far as, like, what videos I like to use and how I like to go about teaching. So I think my teaching is sort of evolving over time and improving. And
so I'm gonna go ahead and try this share a screen thing and see how that goes, because I do have your let's see, I have your thing here, if it works. Share a screen. It's not working.
Oh, not working.
Okay, share a screen. Share a screen.
Have the correct tab pulled up, maybe.
Yep. Okay. And here we go. So this is Evelyn Joy. Yeah. So this is her. For all the Outschool people, we like a video, and then she has some good reviews. Here's her classes for little ones. You can see these, Spanish Fun. And now if you're watching this video and you see that there are requests that you might have, you can also private message the teachers, which is really awesome. So those are her classes, and you can look for her on the platform. Okay, so here we are. So yeah, so I just want to make this video a 15-minute quickie kind of thing so that will give people an idea of your classes. Is there anything you'd like to say to finish out the video?
Thank you very much for having me on your channel.
Yeah, and you have a channel too. So if they want to know information about you, check out Evelyn Joy on YouTube. And I love your gardening.
Thank you.
So, yeah, she has lots of gardening videos too. And I have some plants that I'm going to be starting. But you're like, I think you're starting a little sooner than me to actually plant your garden. But hopefully I'll get something.
My blackberries that I planted last year are now blooming for the first time. So blackberries, they take a little while to get established, and now we're gonna have blackberries this year.
That's great. That's great. That is so exciting. I'll look forward to those videos as well. So I will see you around. I'll see you tomorrow with Esther. Oh, thank you so much. That's great. Thank you so much.
All right.
You did a great job today. All right. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thanks.
Bye.